you hear the intro, you'll know when to keep the ending. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
The Ramones, Blondie, Talking Heads, Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, LIEGWB, FTR, and the BQE. Bus stops, taxi drivers, walk-ups and high-rises, Dicker Street and Mulberry, and the Staten Island Ferry, Rikers Island, Wall Street, MoMA, Lady Liberty, Park Slope, Brooklyn Heights, Williamsburg, and Bed-Stuy. Watch out for the bedbugs, pigeons, and the rats. New York City's where I'm at.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this week, we have beautiful Carissa. She was married a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I was.
And we have Autumn.
Hello.
Hey, Autumn, beautiful Autumn. We have Cheryl.
Hello.
Hello, my little baby. And we have Lucy.
Hi.
There's a place I was on 2nd Avenue, and I was on a bus, and I passed this place on Avenue A. I think it was like between 9th and 10th Street, or something like that. It was called Juicy Lucy.
That's right. And he phoned me and he left me the message saying, "You never guess where I just saw Juicy Lucy." I was like,
So cute.
I didn't want her to be offended.
Juicy Lucy.
You know, I didn't want her to be offended. Like, I didn't want to think I was getting nasty. It said Juicy
No,
Lucy.
it's a very good store. You
know?
can go get smoothers and juices.
Oh, there's a few things we're all going to talk about tonight. First of all, I have this one singer that I want to introduce. His name is Larry Costa, a great singer. And you never know, maybe down the line, you know, because I'm going to be doing these one-man shows, which I'm going to get into in a moment. You never know. Maybe he could be the opening act.
Oh, that would be lovely.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
An amazing.
let me
very
tell you
talented.
something. He is a fabulous guy. And he gave me this, you know about that stuff he gave me? It's Venom. It's here. Well, wait, hold on.
Are you
let
sure
me,
about
let
that,
me
Vinny?
explain. It's in a jar about this big. And this, I went online, and a small little jar like that was like $425. And he gave me like a big, huge one. That has to be over $1,000. And you put it on, like before you go to sleep at night, you know, like a night cream. And after 28 days, you're supposed to see a difference. It starts to make wrinkles and whatever disappear.
Larry, you're our friend here at the show. Just saying us hosts need it.
Hold on. Well, wait, I'll tell you what we can do. You all come over to my house. We'll all come use the Venom.
Well, we'll have a sleepover and put Venom on our face?
There you go, have a pajama party. So anyway, that's where Larry comes from. Now, I'm also doing a one-man show. And it's at a place called the Duplex on 61 Christopher Street in the Village, right off the corner of 7th Avenue. And my first show is September 28th, if you can see it there. And then the next show, oh yeah, and then the next show after that is 2 weeks later on October 13th. It's at 9:30 p.m. So if you're to call, you could go on, call brownpapertickets.com. Okay, or you could call 1-800-838-3006. Yeah. And so I'll be a parent, and I would just love to see you all there that night. Lucy, I owe you one. Now, you know, tonight is like things that are bothering all of us, so we decided we're going to make this one current affairs. Okay, now for an example, you know, every time I watch TV and I watch the news, I get more upset every day. And I shouldn't watch it because I got enough things that are annoying me.
Right.
And there's one now with the airlines. You got to pay now for your luggage. Years ago, you didn't have to pay for your luggage. I mean, it's bad enough you pay $300 for a ticket, now you got to pay for your bag, a bag of luggage. Why don't they just give it one flat price?
Right.
You know, pretty soon, and they're getting away with all this bullshit. And pretty soon, down the line, nobody says nothing. They'll charge you if you're wearing an overcoat. You know, you let them get away with it and they're going to beat you. This city can't find enough ways to beat you and take your money. And that's that. Cab drivers, they want to raise, okay, teach them a little manners though. Teach them a little
Get them
manners.
off their cell
I get in a
phones.
cab and I ride in cabs all day long. I'm in cabs at least 4 times a day. And I tell them where I want to go. And I want them to go the way I want them to go. I'm paying them, they're not paying me. So I tell them how to go. They say, oh, I know. I said, I don't care if you know. I'm paying you. You go the way I want. No, this way better. Listen to me, moron. I'm paying you. You're not paying me. You go the way I want you to go. I don't like this way. You know, pull the stop on the corner. Stop right there. And I get out. I said, now, you like this way better? No, you have to pay me for the fare. Yeah, I'll pay you. Get out of the cab. I'll pay you. Come here. I'll pay you. They have to understand that you got to understand something. Don't let these people that come from other countries, and I'm not getting down on them, but they come from countries where they're riding donkeys, camels, and bicycles all their lives, and they come here, they go to Coney Island, they get on a bumping cars for a week, then they go for their license, and they think they know all New York. Well, they don't. I was here first. If we go to their country, you couldn't even sell shoelaces. That's another. And then these people down in Guantanamo Bay, 10 years, we're giving them 3 meals a day, a roof over their head. If the tables were turned, you'd think we would get 3 meals a day if we were over there. You'd be lucky if you got 1 meal and if they didn't spit in your food. You know what I would do? I should be running this country. I'll tell you what.
President Vinny.
You want to, because these people, they say, Americans, they love life, we love death. Oh, you love death? Okay. Well, what they did to the world trade, and they're always trying to kill us. If you find them guilty, if they're guilty, strip them naked. And let them take a bus ride all the way down to Florida and throw them in the Everglades with the alligators. So that the alligators don't spit up their shoes and their boots, you know, and their clothes. And film it. And send it back to their country and let them people see it. And let them watch them being eaten up by alligators. Am I mean?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just don't
and, you know,
ever get in a
once
cab
they
with
see
Vinny
that,
Vella. I really
once they
that's the
see
advice I
that,
can give you.
then they might think twice about trying to harm us, because this is bullshit. This country, they're too liberal. It's a good country, but it's going to the dogs. That's what's happening. It's going to the dogs. And they're always trying to beat you. And there are a million ways, lottery tickets, you name it. You know, I don't want to keep going because I get all hopped up. Then I got to smoke a joint to calm me down.
Smoke comes out of your ears.
I'm sorry. But anyway, Lucy, I know that you had something to say earlier.
Well, to bring things to a lighter topic, so my nan and granddad, they went on holiday in Europe, and we're talking about America, and it's actually quite interesting since I've been living here to see the difference in the way that you approach things and the way that you think about things. So my nana phones me up and she was like, we had the best vacation. You'll never guess what I did. I said, what do you do, Nan? She said, well, your granddad told me it'd be fine. I went topless on the beach. She was so proud. Right.
Where is this?
This was in Cyprus. So my point being, at first, because I've been over here for so long, to go topless, like you don't just do that on the beach, but back in Europe, they do it all the time.
So did you go topless on the beach?
I used to back in the day, back in Europe, when I lived over there, because that's what everyone do. And then you kind of feel as though you're too covered up if you're on the beach.
Is this beach
Does it
still
matter?
doing this?
Does it matter if there's any like kids on the beach or anything like that?
No,
or
this is
just free.
It's free for all, honestly. Like, well, not free for all,
Are people ever
but
naked?
It's not like a nudist beach. This is just the beaches.
That's just so. If you were to go to the beach, you just go topless. That's just normal.
Well, generally, yeah.
Oh wow.
Is that all beaches over there?
I mean,
Vinny's
not
all
all
upset.
beaches, because but
like naming-
it's very sort of typical and European.
Some places do it in
thought-
the Hamptons, though.
So that is
I've
it's
seen it in
illegal
Hamptons.
over here, isn't it, to
No,
go
no,
topless?
there are actually a couple of beaches. Maybe,
are.
I think in New
No, but it is
Jersey
is it
there are.
illegal?
It might be in New York. I don't know.
So
but
here's
I know
the
in Jersey there are.
here's the thing. Do you think that it's appropriate? Because now I don't.
Are you asking me?
Now I've lived in America. I don't think it's appropriate. But do you think it's appropriate?
I think that if there are designated areas where I don't know about you, but I don't feel comfortable doing that in front of children. You know, I don't want to be in front of kids when that happens. Or there should be different areas
Right.
of the beach where if you want to go topless, go topless. What's the big deal? That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Now, Vinny, what do you think?
No, wait, I didn't say done. I didn't say done. I mean, if they were, well, I don't know. You know, maybe, yeah. I think it would be not in front of kids, like she said.
Which is true. See, it is very different. Again, I don't know if you
Only
know.
topless now.
Only topless, not
Yeah,
nude.
okay.
But in our newspapers, you know how you have the Metro newspaper every morning? So we have something called The Sun. I don't know if you've heard of it. The Sun is notorious. It's like just a general newspaper. You open it up to the third page, and there's a topless woman on it. Like, that is norm to us.
That's in Europe.
In England, and
In England.
I'm not about all...
In fashion magazines, you know, right? High fashion magazines, nudity is one of the most popular thing in Europe.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It's
yeah.
very different.
You see, I don't look at those things because I got enough things driving me crazy.
Well, I just thought I'd share it with you because I was
Do
impressed at how proud
you have one of
my-
those magazines with you? Did you bring one back?
I'll bring the Sun back for you, Benny.
Okay, I don't know.
I'll bring it back to you.
She isn't in one of the magazines because she goes to Europe all the time. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. What do I know? There was a girl before in the audience, I don't know where she went, but she looked at me before and she said, "I like your gun." And I forgot I had it out. But we won't get into that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, no, but you know, I believe designated areas.
Okay.
You what?
I believe in designated areas for nudity because it's all about the tan, isn't it? I mean,
And that's-
unless
that's
they're
the
doing something
excuse
else. But I
that-
think it's
yeah.
all about your tan. If you want to be free, do it in a designated area where I agree with.
Have you ever?
In my backyard, I have, no, but not out
Where do you
public.
I'm not opposed to going to one. I mean,
That's
I'm
funny.
willing. I would try it.
See? That's,
never
that's
done
where
it?
the
Have
Vinny
you never
Vella
done it?
show is going to be filmed
mean-
next week in Europe.
I've done it.
Not in Europe.
I've done it. See, I don't know. I either say either keep your clothes on or go nude. Because I kind of feel like if men get to look at us, what do we get to look at? That's my thing. I feel like,
That's a good point.
I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of one-sided. I just feel like the men should take off their clothes if we're gonna take off our, just
So
get
you
naked.
feel
Either
it's
keep on your
okay?
clothes or go naked. I
That's
don't
a
know.
good point.
Okay.
I don't know.
But, yeah, wouldn't it hurt
But
a
I
woman,
think of
at
that
the
like people
end?
our age. Like, do I want to see? I don't know. It depends.
I don't know.
Like, do you want to see? What you said is nanny your grandma?
Yeah.
And what do you call your grandpa?
Granddad. Grumpy
Granddad.
granddad.
Grumpy granddad. But see, if I were to go, I don't know. If I would necessarily
It's not really
want
something you want to do with
designated.
family.
I don't know.
I know. I
It's
should.
kind of like I don't know.
But now a woman being topless on a beach. Now, I don't want to get into. I don't want to be disrespectful. But if that got a little bit too much suntan,
Oh, yeah.
would
Oh,
that hurt?
Shan would be
Would that
sensitive,
hurt?
probably.
That would hurt,
Yeah.
right? Wouldn't it?
Probably.
So maybe you
But-
should cover it like with a bottle cap or something.
Put on some pasties.
That's a good idea.
I don't know.
That's funny. I don't know.
But
I
you
don't
know,
know.
there's
I never
another.
thought about it. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Go, Lucy.
What,
What do you
bottle cap?
prefer? Like what's the? How does that make you feel compared to being here? Like being in Europe. is
Oh, I
how-
thought you were talking
No, no,
about
no.
being topless or being on the Vinny Vella show.
Cheryl, you've never been to Europe.
When? When?
I've never been to Europe.
Need to go.
I've been to-
awesome.
Yeah, you would like
Brazil.
it.
It's totally different. It's a different world. It's like your history books come to life.
I've seen it in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, they get it.
Brazil is like they're all.
And I went to Brazil on the blind
It's just
in
the thing over
the
there.
late
You just don't
70s.
understand.
And I had no idea what I was getting into. And someone said, you're going down there, join the carnival. And I thought like the carnival was like the Centenary Feast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I had
sure.
no idea. And when I got down
the
there,
same.
oh shit.
Is it a party?
Man, I took pictures galore. I mean, and you want to know something? And on the way back, I lost my camera.
That's
man.
20 years to be over there.
But you know, there's another thing that also bothers me. I wish, you know, I was sitting outside a restaurant in the village, and there's an outdoor restaurant, and
Yeah.
a guy, I don't know, it wasn't a very big dog. He made the dog go to, you know, do something on the sidewalk over there. So I looked at the guy and I said, yo, I said, there's signs all over the city. Curb your dog. Curb your dog means in the street. Well, I'm going to pick it up. That's not the point. People eating over here. You think people want to see your dog taking a crap?
Every
know?
time I see an animal take a crap on the sidewalk, I just have to look away.
Well, people, you got to say something.
Right? It's just
You know?
gross.
I agree.
So, you know, he said something to me, and I said, listen to me. I'll end my meal by getting up and you know what I'm saying? I put my shoe up your ass.
The bigger
You'll
the
be
dog,
able
the
to
worse
shit.
it is. It's just such a load.
And that was nasty, man. I mean, people sitting down eating. And it was like no more than like 5 feet away.
You know, like big dogs.
That's horrible.
Did he pick it up in the end?
Say what?
Did he pick it up in the end?
No, he picked it up, but that's not the point. And then when he picked it up, it's like smeared on the street, you know, on the. You know, so the owner of the restaurant came out with a pail of water. That shouldn't have to happen. You know what? I used to have a dog a while back ago. I don't want no more animals in my house. But I used to have a dog. And when I used to see him doing something, I just carried the paper. As soon as I used to see him squat, I just put the paper right underneath him.
That's smart.
That is.
Oh, Vinny, that's smart.
I put the paper underneath him.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, because I didn't feel like scooping it up.
like
You know,
pile
I
hot
just go like
crap.
this.
Nothing
I just
worse
go
than
like
in the
this.
wintertime, it's a steamer.
You know, just go like that and wrap it up.
Anyway.
I actually have an English bulldog.
There
His
you
name
go.
is Elvis, but Elvis is not allowed to go anywhere else but the his doggy
His wee-wee
home.
pad?
How when you take him
There's
out?
a little park.
Dog run?
Yeah, the dog run, right downstairs near where I live. And
Oh, so you just.
him and I, ever since he's been young, he knows where to go. But I do see people, you know, walking there. It happens all the time, all over the city.
That's nasty, man.
It
It's
is.
nasty.
It's disgusting.
You know, curb your dog. There's signs all over all over New York. Curb your dog. Curb your dog means the street. You know, and like I said, this country's going to the dogs. You know, and
Literally.
it really is there. There you go, going to the dog.
Well, we're
But,
all
you know-
hoping that it gets better, Vinny.
And you know what? You know what? My next move is. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a camera. I'm gonna go right on the street, because you got these crossing guards. You know, like what do they call them?
they annoy
What the
me.
hell are they? What are they called?
The ones with the
traffic
whistles?
Yeah, the traffic. And
They're mean.
they were on again. I was on the corner of Delancey and the Bowery, and the guy was just in the corner, up against the building, and it was bumper to bumper traffic. They were blocking the intersection. So I get out of the car because I couldn't go anywhere. So I figured I'm gonna tell something to this guy. I'm gonna tell this guy something. I says, "Hey, you're over here, you're bullshitting, you get paid. There's people over here blocking the intersection. Yeah, I know. It's gonna move now." What do you mean? Yeah, it's gonna move now. You're getting paid to go out, be out there. Who are you? Who am I? Let me tell you something. I'll tell you who I am. You're lucky I ain't running this city. You won't even have a job. That's who I am. Piece of shit. But I'm sorry, you know, they all come here and they think they're gonna rule New York. They're gonna run New York. Well, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Especially not with me, anyway. You know, and I don't know.
I love how we talk about current events, and I'm thinking, oh, like current events, like in the United States, in the world. No, Mike, you mean in New York. In Vinny's world, current events. It's in
talking
Little
about my
Italy,
neighborhood.
Delancey Bowery.
That was funny.
What happens between the TV station and Vinny's apartment?
You said it. You said it. Well,
That's
first
why
you
we
have to
love
start
you.
off where you are. Then you can start
That
spreading
is
out.
correct.
You know, you can't
Care
start.
most about where you're from. Like I just read in the paper today that I live in Chinatown. That there was 2 people murdered in Chinatown in a Chinatown home, not far from where I live. And I read that in the paper, and I was like, oh my God,
I know, but
I'm gonna die.
Cheryl, but it happens everywhere all the
It
time.
really doesn't.
But
I
when
think
it
there were
is-
issues with whoever did it.
Of course.
But when it's closer to your home, that's, I
It's-
guess,
it's
when
freaky.
it...
We
So
live
I
not too far
totally-
from each other.
I understand where
now,
you're
is it me or does the Chinese? And Chinese, let me tell you something. I have to give them credit for one thing. They're extremely hard workers. I mean, they
Yes,
work like
that's
12, 14 hours a day. But do you see them on their bicycles? Crisscrossing this way, they're going every direction with the traffic, against the traffic. And if you don't watch out, you're going to have freaking chow mein all over your clothes.
I have to say, though, I think I have a little thing. I hope we don't have any cyclists in the audience. I'm a runner, so when I'm running along and you've got the bicycle path and the runner's path, cyclists are so mean. They do crisscross everywhere, especially in New York. And if you are in their way, they're gonna run you down. And suddenly they look at you like, "Well, it's your fault." I'm like, I'm running on the. I'm in jogging.
Because
fit.
they don't enforce the laws over here. When I was in Canada, I wanted to cross the street. There were no cars coming. I'm pushing a button on a lamppost to cross. There was no cars. I figured out. I started to cross. There was a cop come up the block. Whoop, 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 whoop. Came over to me, goes,
Do that again.
he's like,
Do it again. Siren.
whoop, whoop, whoop. And he comes over to me, goes, "Excuse me, sir. Can I see your identification?" I said, "I'd do something wrong."
Hey, who am I? I don't
He
need
said you were
identification.
crossing
I'm Vinny
against. He said you were crossing against the light. You were jaywalking. He said, "Do you do this in New York?" I said, "If I stood on a corner that long in New York, I'd get a ticket for loitering."
That's
No.
true.
I
The best
said,
also is when we have tourists, and like, you know, basically if you have like the hands, the tourists stand there and they wait. And then people like us, we just walk right by
Oh,
them. We just,
well,
okay,
well,
there's no cars
we're
coming,
walking
and you just go.
between cars.
Yeah, just
Oh, when there is
this-
a car coming, is it enough time for me to get across
I
the
know.
street?
But I will say, I do not dart in front of cars because I think it's pretty inconsiderate. And second of all, it's very dangerous.
You know, this is the only
Just wait 2 more minutes. It's like people that run down the stairs to catch that last train, you know, the train.
Yeah.
And
When the
then-
door shuts, it's like there's a train behind it. Just wait another minute.
right, and then
Right?
they
They're
jam
open and then
doors.
they jam the doors open. You're just like, you look like an idiot.
And
You
you're-
look like
yeah.
an idiot. Yeah.
That happens all the time.
All the time. It's
That
just
is
like
the stupidest thing ever.
especially going down the stairs, if you fall and hurt yourself, and like fall down, hurt your tailbone.
Then,
Like I remember having moments, especially in heels, thinking, I'm not going to jeopardize my health for a train. There's one coming in 2 minutes.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not going to jeopardize my heels for a train.
That too.
That's what I was thinking.
But I will say, and I do agree with Vinny, and very, very quickly, because I know that this is almost already over. I think my biggest gripe in general is that the law protects the guilty, they do not protect the innocent. And it does, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And there's a part of me that kind of feels like we should all be kind of maybe a little bit more guilty than proven innocent, because it's like I know that as an American citizen, I've managed to never get arrested. I don't know how that is, but I've managed to never get arrested with both hands. And you know, and I've never been rewarded for any of my good behavior. There's just, you know, and I know that, like, and I know that my dad and I know my now husband will say, "You're telling the story again," but I let my license expire. And I'll have my license, and I have them for 8 years. I have to go retake everything, but I have a clean record. Like, why aren't they rewarding my good behavior? Right. Why don't I mean, I'll take the written test, but I don't have to take a class, drive the car, but then let someone come from another country, zigzag all over the place, and it's dangerous, but someone like myself who's a good, clean American citizen, I am the one that's being punished.
I'm a good, clean
That's
American citizen,
Yeah, hey.
too.
But you know what I'm saying? It just they protect the guilty, and I don't appreciate it.
Right.
And
you
if they
know-
rewarded more good behavior, they would have more good behavior.
The only way it's going to be
That's like
straightened out is
anything else.
you got to stand up for your rights. When you see somebody doing something wrong, say something. You know, it's like the tug of war. You know, if there's nobody, if 10 people are on that side pulling and you're here by yourself, you're going to lose.
But everyone, New York City is great. So whether or not you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Fort Lauderdale, everywhere else, we love New York City, and it's fun and it's
we do.
happy.
Yeah, we love New
We're
York.
just talking about what drives us crazy
And I
as New
want to keep
Yorkers.
it that way. And I want to keep it that way. You know? And I don't want these, I don't like the idea of these people telling me, especially in cabs, I know how to go, relax. I mean, relax. Fucking idiots. Relax. Learn the freaking language. Relax.
That's kinda
Don't
true.
worry. And then I hear him tell me something. Don't worry. What do you mean, don't worry? I'm paying you. You go the way I want. Don't worry. I'm not worried. You go the way I want. And if they don't, I tell them pull over to the side. I get out. And I don't pay them.
But if
Believe
you're not
you.
from
Nobody wants to get in the cab because everybody
And
knows.
if you're not from New York City, look for happy, smiling New Yorkers like Lucy or myself, and we will help you.
Who's
Because
actually
we help
English,
tourists all the
but
time.
still.
You're English. Do you consider yourself a New Yorker now that you've been here a while?
I was going to say that. Would you consider me? You'd let me be a
I
New York
consider
fan,
you.
right?
But she won't go topless here.
And that, she doesn't have to go topless. Listen, I consider you a New Yorker. I consider everybody here a New Yorker.
Yeah.
And because I'm happy to be. I was born here, born and raised in Manhattan. Lived here all
You
my
got
life.
marinade in your blood.
You're right. I got marinade in my blood. And on top of that, we don't have much more to go. But I want to thank two beautiful ones there, Elka. I want to thank everybody tonight for coming here to the show. Lucy, Cheryl, Autumn. You sure you don't have a magazine with her in it?
I'll have a look. But
Okay. And Carissa,
Always a pleasure.
it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Vin.
And good luck, being married 3 times already for me. No more for me. I've had it. My next, if I ever get married again, it's gonna be a good-looking guy with lipstick. This way I can beat the shit out of him if he bothers me. And we only got 1 more minute to go. So, I love you, Zoe. You know that.
Love you too, Van.
Better luck.
Too.
All right. And
Thank you.
Lucy, you're a New
feel
Yorker,
good
baby.
about it. Thank you very
Juicy
much.
Lucy. And Cheryl, I love you. And
too.
stay near your window. See you all the time from my window. And Autumn, and sorry for that mistake tonight. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I sent her a text message, or I said something
Something
to
about
her.
something, yeah.
I meant to send it to someone else.
We've all had those moments.
And Carissa.
And we'll just say he had been drinking vodka. We'll blame vodka.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much.
Love you, Van.
There you go. What a great show. What a nice show. Very nice. There you go. There you go. Oh, there we go. There you go. Juicy Lucy.
Brooklyn Heights, Williamsburg, and Bed-Stuy. Watch out for the bedbugs, pigeons, and the rats.